Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. In the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world Italy calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Here's a news article from Fox News on the quarterback situation between Cam Newton and Mac Jones, I believe is his name. And I'm going to read a little bit of it, and we're going to correlate it with the scriptures and see just exactly what's going on here. And it reads, Patriots unhappy with Cam Newton's absence as Mac Jones gets opportunity to shine. Report. And under that it says, Cam Newton will be eligible to return on Thursday while Mac Jones could get a decent shot to prove his worth. That's right. So under these new guidelines with the NFL, if you haven't been hit with the jab, you have to wait a certain amount of days to return into the facility. Even if you already previously had the juice, the beast juice, you still have to wait and ride it out. So it's basically saying, if you're not going to play by our rules, you have to suffer for that. So in this case right here, Cam could lose his job to this rookie quarterback. So let's read a little bit more about this article, and then let's get a few scriptures. And it says, Newton is undergoing a 5-day re-entry process after he missed a day of testing while away from the team's facility, and sources told the NFL Network on Tuesday that this has created a problem for the projected starter. Right, that he could lose his job, essentially, and probably never start another day in the league looking forward. And it goes on to say, Newton will be eligible to return on Thursday, but in his absence, Jones, who has been making a strong case for himself as a starter in the preseason, has been getting a ton of time on the field, including on Wednesday when the Patriots began 2 days of joint practice with the New York Giants. So because of Cam's belief, whether he had somebody inform him of what's going on with this campaign, or whether he looked up a little research and did it on his own, he has speculations on whether he should openly go get this or should he wait and see what's going on. So I guess he's playing a wait game. So for that reason, he has to put his career on the line to this rookie quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, by the name of Mac Jones. So it tells you in the book of what? S.Matthew, blessed are those who are persecuted for my sake. So if he knows, or if he's thinking about diving into, if he haven't already found the truth, or have had anybody of his close circle bring him, videos on the truth and actually know what's going on in these times right now, maybe he's got cautions on whether or not he should get this or just wait to see. So in the process, it may cost him his livelihood. He may lose his starting job as the quarterback for the New England Patriots. And not just him, this is going to go throughout probably all facets of sports, whether it's the NBA, NFL, MLB, whatever. And not just sports. You can look at it from another point of view for the people that don't have those kind of careers, that just working a regular 9 to 5. It can come down to you choosing whether or not you want to take the jab and keep your livelihood, or got to go and do what you got to do. But let's get that in the book of Matthew and see what it says. And this is St. Matthew chapter 5, and it's verse 10, and it reads, Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And right now you seeing Cam name being tossed through the mud by these sports pundits on these networks, whether it's Fox, ESPN, or whatever, stating or saying that he should just go ahead and get the jab and be a team player, you know, and how selfish of him for not thinking of his teammates first, costing them, you know, games and potentially money in the long run. Not thinking about maybe he has a different reason why he doesn't want to. And if he doesn't want to, why are you trying to guilt shame him into doing something that he doesn't want to? Let him see what's going on and weigh out his options. So you see a lot of guilt shaming, and you're going to see that not only in the sports world, but you can put it into the real world. If your job puts out guidelines for those who don't want to be hit with the jab, so let's say you have to wear a mask or whatever. Now you may come into contact with an employee who says, "Why are you not, you know, being a team player and getting the jab so you don't have to wear that mask and putting all of us in risk?" So it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Right. So this is just, you know, the beginning of it. Having your name tossed in the mud to and fro. So it's only going to turn up once we get closer to that MOB, the mark of the beast. All you seeing right now is the pretext, the precursor to it, the rules being put into place. But it's going to transfer over to what? The actual, you know, the actual, what you call it? The actual scenario being right here in front of you. So right now we just getting ready, just getting warmed up to that. So we seeing who is going to fold and who isn't going to fold. So it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." So you be ready to have yourself ridiculed for righteousness' sake. It tells you in St. Mark, the 8th chapter, and we can get that around the 36th verse. What does it say? "For what shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" So let's say you do get this jab. Now what? You gain the whole world. You able to keep your starting quarterback position? Are you able to keep your job, your career going? But what? You done lost your own soul, man. Because you knew deep down what's the consequences of you doing that. That what? It goes against all your moral beliefs and your knowledge of being into this word and this truth that you shouldn't do that. But you caved in with all the pressure that was brought on to you, and you went ahead and took that. And you can see when they actually roll out the real thing, how you're going to be easily persuaded to take that. So this is all a test, a trial right now, getting you ready for when the real thing rolls out. So it says, "For what shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world, lose his own soul?" Right, so it tells you in what? Hebrew, the 10th chapter. Now let's get that. It tells you in Hebrews, the 10th chapter, the 26th verse. "For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins." So you don't gain the whole world, but you don't sin willfully because you knew according to what? 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, in the 17th verse, it says not to defile your temple. Let's get that so you can see that firsthand. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Ye are. That's right. So your bodies are temple. It's one thing when we didn't know any better and we was putting things in our body, but having received the word and the truth to know better, to get a little piece of chain to sell our soul, as it said in St. Mark, the 8th chapter, 36th verse. What? Now we done sold our soul for a moment of gratitude? Nah, that's not how it's supposed to be. So in Mark, the 8th chapter, the 36th verse, it says, for what shall it profit a man? It ain't going to profit you nothing but destruction. If he should gain the whole world. Yeah, you're going to gain the world on this side, but you lose way much more on the other side and lose his own soul. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to defile your temple just for a starting quarterback position? Just to keep your job? It tells you in 2 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, the 11th verse, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. At one point, you could try to guilt shame us in taking something like this 10, 20 years ago. Maybe not even that long ago, maybe 5, however long ago. But now, after knowing the truth, nah, you can't get us like that anymore. So I just use this story of Cam Newton being put under the ringer to let you know that it ain't gonna stop just with him. It's coming to you. And are you gonna be prepared and willing to lose it all? Whether that's a starting quarterback position, or you moving up in the ranks in your job, your career, when they come to you and ask you, have you been, or you need to go by this date right here and have proof, and you knowing this, and you knowing that you're not supposed to put anything in your body that defiles it, what are you going to do? 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, and trust me, he will deceive you. As a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So he may just have something just right for you, whether that's a starting quarterback position or having provisions for you to continue your normal walk of life, or what you perceive to be your normal walk of life. He may offer that to you. But what should it profit a man if he should gain the whole world, lose his own soul? So is it really worth it? That's what you got to think about it. So what does it say? Be sober, be vigilant. Don't fall for any of those tricks. Keep your head in this right here, this truth, so you'll know what's going on when that time comes. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And with that being said, Shalom.